Get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, I'm going to do another double feature today. You might remember I've done one already with a T50-2 and I've ended up with another pair of replays for the same tank that kind of fit together quite nicely, so I've decided to do, like I said, another double feature. And the tank in question is the Cruiser 4, which I have I've covered already in one match where I had a particularly good damage count. But both replays you're going to see today are they're both going to be matches where I was bottom tier, and they're both going to be matches where I got an Orlik medal. So that's mainly what they've got in common, and hopefully it will show you what you can do in a light tank, even if you're, you know, a regular low tier light tank, and you know you can still do some damage. You can still have a big impact on a game. Although I will say it vastly depends on the light tank in question. There's not that many of them, I think, where you can have this kind of impact. Cruiser 4 is definitely one. I think the Chinese tier 3, the Chiha, is another. I don't know, there are probably others, but those are the two that spring to mind. Now this particular match, the first one I've gone for, this was from the stream. This is with circumflexes and circumflexes? Yeah, I know what I mean. And Versatonic. And yeah, they're both in their Panzer 1Cs, and of course they were hoping for a tier 3 or tier 4 matchmaking, and instead we got tier 5s. So we've decided to make the best of it. We're going to go up to the top of the hill, maybe get some spotting done, and just generally see if we can make a nuisance of ourselves. Now they're pretty hampered by the fact that the Panzer 1C, it's a great tank if you get tier 3 matchmaking. Tier 4, you're kind of struggling a bit with some tanks. Tier 5, you're basically limited to just kind of being a scout. So, well, that's kind of what we're doing at the moment, because they've got the speed to get up here. And actually the Cruiser 4 does as well, but look at the size of the Cruiser 4 next to the Panzer 1Cs. They're tiny in comparison. This is such a long tank. So we're just sort of doing a bit of peeking, and yeah, you'll notice I've actually got, I run with binoculars on this thing, so it's actually, for a light tank, it's I think 330 meters view range, plus 25% is whatever that is, but it's not that far off 400 meters. Yeah, apparently I suck at doing maths in my head, I can't tell you what that is. Anyway, but we're, you know, on top of the hill. If anything like the M4 comes up, that could be trouble. But yeah, we're kind of stuck up here at the moment because we can't really get down again easily, and there's bad stuff waiting. So we're just kind of spotting for friendly tanks, spotting for artillery, just taking the occasional pot shot if we can manage it. You'll notice, I mean, I think I've said on previous videos, I carry quite a lot of premium ammo on this tank compared to normal tanks, and it proves to be rather useful in this particular. Oh, sneaky T46 coming up. Proves rather useful, and this gun is alright at tier 3. I mean, actually at tier 3, if you get tier 3 max matchmaking, it's like the Panzer 1C. I consider this tank to be actually rather troll. Oh, there we go, some nice damage on the M4. Yeah, side and rear of even a tier 5 medium tank, this gun is it 60 something penetration? It's more than enough. This Panzer 1C, T46 is coming up. I don't know why. He's in for a world of hurt. It's a pair of Panzer 1Cs and me, so I'm not quite sure why he thought this was a good idea. I think actually T46 gets an okay gun. That might be another one at tier 3 where if you know what you're doing, you can punch above your weight. I think a lot of people find these low tier games, when you're starting out and you get to tier 3 and tier 4, and you know, I'm doing this with the benefit of nearly 12,000 games behind me. If you're coming to it after not even 100 battles, you're probably going to struggle because you don't have that weight of experience built up yet. Try and get this 820, but unfortunately I miss. Now they've kind of punched round through the oh, I'm spotted, fall back, punched round through the side of the hill here, so they forced our team back into an extremely defensive position. They basically control most of the high ground at this point. a pair of tank destroyers, a medium tank around that side of the hill, and then to our left on the flank of the hill there's also an M4 and a Stug. And we know the M4's low health, so I'm going to try and get this. There we go, I'd actually managed one penetrating shot on him. But it's risky because he's looking in this direction. And this is why I kind of actually like in the Cruiser 4, it's one of those tanks that scales up very well. You can be bottom tier and you can still do really well. And the circumstances have to be right, but it forces you to really be on your toes and really pay attention to what you're doing, because you've got so little health that you cannot afford to take more than 1 or 2 hits at the outside, depending on what's shooting at you. But it forces you to really think on your feet and just be ultra aware of everything that's happening around you. So Versi's managed some shots at that. Unfortunately, he's just died. Panzer IV. Now he's still looking this way. Yes, I've got his side armour. Managed another damaging shot, but he fires at me. So I know I can take him, but this is risky because he can really hurt me badly, and he's waiting for me. Ow! Where did that come from? What? Oh. Well, I see a trace for a Stug on the minimap, so probably that. I'm quite lucky I'm not dead. Yep, there he is. But he's low health. Okay. There's just me and Circon left now that Versi's dead. We're kind of more even on numbers, but they've got more higher tiers left than we do. But I can probably get this guy. Yes, I do. Okay, there we go. There's tier 5 kill number 1. And we've spotted that M4. So Circon goes a bit gung-ho. I think he was maybe planning to ram the guy, but yeah, it doesn't quite make it, unfortunately. He gets he takes a bit too big of a jump there, and with so little health points left. So I'm using my good gun impression. He sees me, but that was a bit of a wild shot, but I made it work. There's tier 5 number 2. And these were both very low, health targets, and I had, in the case of the Stug, I got his side armor because he was ignoring me on the hill, and the M4 was, again, I got a shot as his side armor. So that was quite lucky, but you have to really, like I say, be ultra aware of everything that's happening. So we're down to it now. It's 10-10. There's a pair of tank destroyers up here with me somewhere. There's KV-1 down in the valley. B-1 is unspotted as yet, and I know their artillery is probably alone and undefended, so I'm going to go finish him off, because he's only an Su-26, but still, it's one less thing to be shooting at us. So that's him out the way. Another kill for me, which is not bad. I've only done 600 damage so far, so it's not like I've done masses of damage, but both the Hetzer and the Su-85 are spotted, so I know where they are. That's the Hetzer down. Su-85, don't know what health he's got left, but I sense an opportunity. Quite possibly, he's going to be looking at the tanks that are defending our cap. I think maybe there's a good chance I can get up behind him. And I've loaded my premium shells as a precaution, because I don't know what I'm going to be shooting at, but a bit cautious there. I don't want him to see me coming until it's too late. So I'm being sneaky, moving up to further cover, and yeah, not seen me yet. Proximity spotted him. Right, okay, he is going to react any second now, so let's track him. We'll just pummel away at his rear and keep him tracked so he can't turn. So he's completely helpless now. And our Stug has managed to take down the last enemy KV-1. Oh, this is such a good position to be in. There we go, got him. That's tier number 5 kill 3. There's my Orlik's medal. So it's just the B1 left now, and yeah, it's come down to it. And this is all just having survived and being in the right place at the right time and taking out their arty, and it's just a combination of I read the situation correctly, and it worked out greatly in my favour. And this is what you want to do. Like I was saying in my video on light tanks, this is what you want to do. You want to be sneaky, you want to get round behind people, you want to pop up in unexpected places and just dish out the damage. And if you're, especially if you're alive at the end of a match and there's low health enemies around, that can be crucial. That can make a big difference, especially if you're able, as I was, to flank very effectively. So, and there we go. That B1 is down. And that's it. We are at the end of the match. And let's just have a quick look at the scores before we go to the next one. So, as you see, I didn't make that much money because I shot some premium shells. I got my Orliks. I did nearly 1k damage. And because I was bottom tier, that got me a top score in terms of XP, which is always nice. I made a tiny profit there with premium. Without it, I would have made a small loss, but quite acceptable. Majority of my shots went where I wanted them to, and on the whole, I was quite pleased with that result. So, on to the next match. And here we are, and yeah, this is a bit more recent, and you can see my setup is slightly different for this one. I'm actually using consumable fuel on this one for 5,000 credits to go, which I generally make enough in this tank that I can cover the cost of that. But if I start shooting lots of premium shells as well, I think it's worth it. Anyway, Siegfried line again. I'm a bottom tier. This time I'm alone. I'm not platooned with anyone, and we're on an encounter map mode. So this is going to be a bit more tricky, maybe, because it's going to be lots of city fighting, and I can't really get out over the field effectively because I don't have the speed to get down the 1-2 line, really get to a position to spot. If you're in the Panzer 1C in this situation and you've got that speed, you might actually be able to brazen it out down there, because if you're starting on the northern side, there's actually some nice terrain you can use once you get down to about H1, J1, and you can do some spotting there, shoot from the flanks. It depends what gun you've got. Actually, if you watched my E25 video, you'll know that's exactly what I did in the E25 on the test server with that match I showed you. Anyway, I'm going to go to the hill here, C9, C0, and I'm going to use my binos and maybe see if I can spot anyone coming. There's a T49 here as well, M8A1. They should be able to snipe stuff. Also, I think the T49 actually just plows straight down the 0 line, which is not a tactic I would recommend. You're gonna spot things, sure, but you're in a T49. You don't exactly have much armor. I'm just trying to knock down the crates in the cap circle there, but I think it's probably too far away because I'm not actually able to. Because it's a low caliber gun, it has basically, I think it's 400 meters, and beyond that point, or is it 300 even? Anyway, your shells just are rendered completely ineffective, so you have to be fairly close range. Anyway, T49 has killed, he spotted an enemy Covenanter, so okay. I'm not doing much good there, so I'm going to move into town and just kind of scout a bit, because this isn't really a scout tank, but like I said, I've got the premium fuel, so I think I've got enough acceleration to have a peek and run away again. But even so, I'm being ultra cautious. So like I said, you've got to be very, very, very conservative with your hit points. You've got to manage them so carefully in this kind of situation. There's nothing there I can... I decided it's a bit too risky. There's a Crusader there, and I think, right, I can hurt a Crusader. I'm not quite sure why the Matilda's just sat there, but as it will turn out, he managed to somehow get himself stuck on the tank traps. I don't know if he's just never played this before, or he thought that was somewhere he could go over, but oh, I've been spotted, and I didn't kill him. Excelsior, no, not the Excelsior, the Stug got him, and I should have just let the Stug have him, because I kind of pointlessly lost hit points there. And I'm going to wish I hadn't at a later point. I think I was just a bit greedy to do some damage against a target I knew I could do damage against. Now, I know there's a Matilda on the field, but trying to approach him is probably going to be risky. Matildas are, yeah, very dangerous target in this thing. Unless they're occupied with someone else, you're going to have a lot of trouble. And there's a Stug over there as well, so I'm not going to go with that. However, this BDR is dancing with the T1 heavy. Unfortunately, I've spotted. So I'm going to try and flank the T1. I don't know who spotted me, but he's not looking my way, so that's a chance to put a clip into him. And now, is he going to... Yes, okay. I'm going to run away again, because he's actually going to come and reverse and come back for me. which is a bad situation. Fortunately, the BDR that I was trying to help has actually died, so I'm beating a hasty retreat. There's a Churchill 1, and I'm hoping he can take out that T1. 9-8, this is pretty close so far, and it's only 4 minutes in, and both teams are dead. And I was thinking I'd go and help out, take down that Churchill, but no, the M8A1 got him, which was quite good going. There's still a KV-1 and a T1 heavy to deal with. Wolverine is... depends what gun he's got, but he could still hurt me. And can I get this guy? This is a risky shot. Ah, very lucky. That was some of that premium ammo I used there. It was only 8 damage, but he was very low health. So that's my first tier 5 kill. And there's that Wolverine, and he is killable with 1 burst. So let's get up behind him. I don't know why I've got the premium loaded here. I really didn't need it. But anyway, rear armour, flank the guy, saw the opportunity, went for it. That's another tier 5 down. And T1 heavy. Okay, there's an outside chance I could take him with a single clip. I really needed that Stug to stay alive, but there's a Panzer 3A. Took him, and I don't know where he is, so... side armour. No, that was bad. Yes, I did some damage, but... yeah, I think he would have reloaded before I had, so I didn't stick around. And AMX-38 is actually going to be a problem right now, so I'm going to use my speed. And I'm going to see if I can get behind him. Because it's down to me, a stuck Matilda, and 3 enemies. Ooh, that's a lucky miss for me. Actually, the T1 heavy, as long as I can get behind him or get to his sides, that's fine. But I absolutely cannot take another shot now. 53 health is enough for anything to kill me, even the AMX-38. And I got the premium shells loaded, or I had them loaded for his frontal armour, but I you know, because it's quite angled, there's a chance it might bounce, so I'm actually going to... Yep, that's me spotted. I'm going to use my ability. There's plenty of time, so I'm not worried about that. And I am going to try and just run all the way around them, basically. But I'm spotted again, so unfortunately they know where I'm going. Now there's that Panzer 3A. And the Matilda, it has a derp gun, and I don't know why he decided to run into the tank traps where he did, because it does not look like a place where you can get through, but he did it anyway, and that's kind of unfortunate that he did, because the help would have been really useful right now, even just someone who's full health to take a hit. Now there's at least one of them on the cap. I'm banking on it being the 3.8. I was thinking of finishing off the 3A, but okay. Actually, what did I say? 3A? I was banking on it being the T1 heavy. It turned out it was the 3A on the cap. And yeah, I still want to take care of that 3A because he could be trouble. And he's not going to go near that Matilda, because even if the Matilda's stuck, the Matilda could probably do him some damage. And we saw where he last was. And there's only one tank on the cap, so I'm not too worried about time. There's plenty of, there's 2 minutes plus at this time, so if I can get that 3A, that's one less headache. Oh, there he is. And no, okay, damn it, they all missed. Really needed that to connect, but it didn't. This is a problem. Okay, now I can go after him, but I don't want to leave that 3.8 alone for long, so I'm loading up the premium again, and I can see I've actually used most of my shells already, and that's, I know this is going to be an expensive match. I'm not going to make money off this one, but I'm having visions of grandeur now, because it's down to me and a pair of another tier 3s. This is doable, this is winnable, I may well actually carry this off. See, now I was going to try and sneak past, but no, see, he'll have seen me coming, so I'm going to stand here a moment, wait till he disappears off my view, hopefully I'll disappear off his, and go back where I came and hope that he thinks I'm going the other way. So Where is he? Ah! Oh! Can we? No, see, he bounced a couple, but... Whew, okay. Down to my last 4 premium shells. Now this is... We're down to the last tank. I probably am one-shottable for the 3A. What do I do? Do I go after him and make this a definite kill, or do I go and sit on the cap and make him come to me? And they're both pretty risky. I know he's very low health like me, in fact lower health than me. And I'm going to sit here for a second, see if I can light him up, but I think the Matilda would have seen him if I hadn't. And I think this is where I decide wrong. I think, okay, I'm going to go sit on the cap and get him to come to me. And that way I'll be waiting for him. And, oh, see, I'm spotted, so I know he's still there. He hasn't driven all the way down round to try and get to the flank or anything. So I'm being cautious. I'm sitting there for a moment, disappearing off his radar. Gonna use the cover. Can I see anything? Binoculars are up. No. Okay. So I know where he was. I know where he probably is. So I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna use that wall as cover. Hope I don't get spotted again. No. Okay. So, yes. To the cap we go. We'll make him come to us. And I don't think I really thought this through, because the cap circle in this, you know, there's 3, well, really 4 possible directions you could come from, and if you've got 2 tanks in the cap, you can have someone covering each side, but yeah, he's, you know, the Panzer 3A is not the slowest tank. He could pop up in an unexpected direction, and I'm conscious now, time is actually running out. We're down to 4 minutes. I've got enough time to cap this myself if he's timid, if he's just gonna let this go. And I'm betting he'll come from this direction. I'm really hoping he will, because if he pops out behind me, that's bad news. Because, you know, the time it takes me to turn my turret is the difference between life and death. So this is nerve-wracking. This is, yeah. You know, I've been in this situation before. You may have watched the Super Pershing replay, and it was kind of this, except it was artillery, and it's more of a safe situation when it's artillery that's got to come to you and they've got to go TD mode, because there's a much bigger chance that they will miss. But if he pops around the corner, I'm sitting still, he's moving, I've got a greater chance of hitting him than he has of hitting me, and I've got a burst of 2 shots. You know, every time I fire I get 2 shots, and I get that twice, and I can basically fire immediately after I've fired once. So I've got a pretty good chance of nailing him if he comes around the corner into my sights. But it's a tremendous gamble, because he might not come from that direction. And yeah, if he doesn't, there's trouble. So time's ticking down, there's just 2 minutes to go. This is nerve-wracking. You can see I'm just flicking backwards and forwards. I don't know where he's going to come from. I just, oh, it's yes, it's the waiting I can't stand. Anyway, let's see who gets that game reference. Yeah, I don't know. Where is he going to be? Ah, oh, proximity spotted. Okay, and oh, fatal mistake. Jedi, no, what are you doing? Why did you move? You could have turned in time. You could have turned your turret, and there was a pretty good chance you could have taken him before he had time to aim properly. And I do what I did before. I fake out and turn around, and I think, right, he'll be looking the other way. He'll be waiting for me to come round the other direction. But it's a risk. It's a terrible risk. Where is he? Okay, fire! No! Oh, no! God damn it! No! Oh, Jedi, you fool! Why did you do that? Why? Why didn't you just... Oh, why did you just sit where you were, or go and find him in the first place? Anyway. Well, that's it. 14-14. The Matilda is thoroughly stuck, as you can see. I thought he might be just, you know, on the first rank, but he's managed to get himself jammed right in the middle. I don't know how. Anyway, this is going to be a draw now because, yeah, he started to cap, but there is not enough time. 1 minute 18, so, yeah, 1 minute 14, 13. I'm actually going to fast forward this. Matilda's just firing in frustration because there's nothing he can do. And, yeah, count down to 0. There we go. Well, it was another Orlik's medal, but I screwed up so bad. That could have been a win, and it would have been a risk, but if I hadn't taken a shot from the Crusader at the beginning, I would have had enough hit points, or if I'd pulled back when I saw that T1 was turning around to shoot at me, this could have been a very, very different story. But as it was, no, I choked at a vital moment. That cascade of events, it's like the butterfly effect of quantum theory. It's, yeah, the cascade of events was such that I didn't have enough hit points. Hit points? I can English, you guys! No, it's a lie. I didn't have enough hit points at that crucial moment. If I'd had enough to be able to take the hit and survive and take that guy, it could have been another win. It would have been a glorious victory, but instead I flubbed and it was a draw. It wasn't a win for anybody. Alas, alack, what can you do? Anyway, there you go. Another double feature. Both Orlik's medals, which is quite nice. That's actually my only 2 Orlik's medals on the tank, and I've gotten them both within literally a couple of weeks of each other. I don't even have that many. Otherwise, I've got. Oh god, I don't even know. I've got 3 or 4 maybe, but it's not that many, and half of them are on this tank, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this or thought I was pancake, you can leave a comment, you can hit the like button, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.